Today we're taking a look at Dachsbun by popular demand. You guys voted for this one. Personally, I actually don't think that Dachsbun has much you can do with it. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 sets maximum. That's pretty much it. It's not like Grafaiai where there's loads of different sets you can run, but I think it can actually be quite effective. I love the design, by the way. I just don't think it's that effective a Pokemon. But I'm going to show you guys what we can do with it here. So first off, of course, you've got the defensive set. Dachsbun has very good physical defense. Actually pretty decent special defense, but it's just the HP stat that's lacking. So I thought for this one we're just going to run a nice Fizz-Def Rocky Helmet set with the well-baked body. Now well-baked body is an ability that gives you fire immunity. That's the main selling point of Dachsbun, to be honest. So you can switch into any fire move whenever you like and get a defense boost, which is actually really good for body press. So you can either run body press or player off. Personally, I think body press is just better for a Fizz-Def set, but you can argue either way. I guess you're walled by ghost types with this set, so if you want to run player off, you can run player off. You got Wish Protect, so decent Wish Passer despite having a low base HP stat. For your last move, I think either Yawn or Roar is good. Now, they kind of do similar things in that you force a switch. So, quite good with a hazard stack team. Roar obviously will go through substitutes, which is very nice, and will immediately phase them out. Whereas Yawn has the advantage of being able to obviously inflict a status, because eventually they'll have to stay in and get something put to sleep, so yeah, you could argue either way. I'm just going to go with Yawn because I think it's good to have that status infliction. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You've got Terra Steel there just to take the poison and steel moves, which might be coming your way. And you're still immune to fire, so that's pretty nice typing for it. If you want to run this in OU, which I don't recommend, but you could try, you could actually run this as special defensive to help against Chi-Yu. So obviously you naturally resist dark moves, and then you can be immune to fire moves, so that's a nice little niche this thing has. Moving on to a couple of offensive sets here. So the first one, of course, is the all-powerful Choice Banded Dachsbun. You got player off there for stab, Stomping Tantrum. Now, by the way, on these 2 offensive sets, you could very well run Terra Ground, for example, to go with the Fairy typing. That's a pretty good combination. Personally, I don't see the point. I'd rather save the Terra for something else. So you got Stomping Tantrum, which is almost as powerful as Terra Blast. Fire Fang there. Not the best coverage move, but it helps you against particular steel types like a Scissor or Fortress, for example. And then Copycat because it's a really funny move. If you pair it up with something on your team with U-Turn, for example, you can use that. Or if they have, let's say, a Dragon type out and you want to go for a Copycat Banded Outrage, that can be pretty fun to do. There's a few different things you can do with Copycat, and the main reason for running this is because Dachsbun doesn't really get great moves outside of like Play Rough and Stomping Tantrum. That's most of the coverage you need, but I think Copycat is just a funny move, so that's the move I'm going for here. Now the last one here, one of the moves I did notice it gets is Trailblaze. Now that's a really nice move in that Dachsbun can boost its speed to above pretty much anything that's not a Choice Scarfer. It already has base 95 speed, which is nice. So even with an Adamant nature, you can push your speed to very high levels, get your boost up there, play rough, Stomping Tantrum for good damage, and then Crunch as a final move just to deal with ghosts or something. Again, you can run the Terra Blast if you want, but I really don't see the point. But yeah, that's pretty much it to Dachsbun. Unfortunately, it doesn't get much in the way of move pool. I wish it got more. Maybe some more status moves like Bulk Up, that'd be a really good move to have, but unfortunately it does not. The best it gets is like Howl and Work Up, but I wouldn't recommend it. That's pretty much that. Thank you all for voting for Dachsbun. I will probably try and use this thing at some point in a session. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you all soon.